turn on the TV, every soap opera has every friend sleeping with the other one. And why is it? Because it's the rules of the game. It's survival of the fittest, and corruption is king. So in a physical world that doesn't include spirituality, we need these ciphers. And the only way we can do that is if we have an open mind. And by slowly, not slowly, but being very understanding about each other's beliefs at their core, will allow a synergy in unity. And that way we'll be able to have our own, not uprising, but awakening. And in that sense, we'll be able to make it cohesive and not peaceful, because it's going to be peaceful, but I mean, it's going to be more than just a revolution. It's going to be evolution, and that is very, very different, and it's going to be very positive, and it's going to be exciting, it's going to be uplifting, it's going to be very enlightening and fulfilling. So, meaning, give me 1 second, please. So if peace is on the planet, then by definition they can't be evil. So even though they were frost giants, so that's what we're doing, getting back to Thor and Odenheim and the frost giants. And so he went there to kill the entire race. So he was punished and he was banned from Asgard, and he was made human, and his soul was taken away from him. But really, you can't take a person's soul away, and that's the trick. That's the ascension, and that's the secret. Because if your soul is gone, then you're dead. You go back to the source. You can't come back here. And for us, by default, the source is the core of the earth. What we understand as the core of the earth, it's really the life principle, or the energy which gives life to this earth, is our collective soul. And so it goes back there, but in reality, once it hits there, it gets transported. Not transported, but it automatically is just a part of essence of the 7th dimension. And so anyways, let's try an open book test right now. If a family has a child and it is a daughter, then this formula does not compute. So then replace the son with the child, be it male or female. Then let's combine knowledge, as we will decode the child as the person, the father, which is the protector, the mother, and in totality, the mind-body-soul relationship, which is another cipher or connector from the Buddhist revelations, which is half of the revelations of the New Age religion. And New Age is basically you're both male and female, but you can't understand that until you have a child, because the forces that it takes to create a child, the creation force, which is the Alpha Omega principle, cannot express itself, and you won't know what it is. You don't know what life is, what it means to give life and give back by giving back to your parents. And there's this completion, this of maturity in the soul when that happens. So, I mean, ladies, you all know what I'm talking about. That mother glow, and fathers are never so proud. Never have been so much prouder. And it's this success, which is spiritual, but then later on, it's also physical. And because of this world, it's twisted into, not twisted, but is not misinterpreted either. It's just by default primitive too, because I mean, there's people out there that are having kids that don't even care. There's people out there that are just making babies just to have sex, and there's people out there that are doing worse. And so that's the maturity part of it. But uh, so let's combine knowledge as we will decode the child as the sorry. Then try and combine knowledge as we must do this to bridge the gaps of time by fusing secret knowledge hidden in every religion. Uh, as So the protector plays the omega role, the life giver in the mother plays the creation forces, which is the alpha energy. So then there's the alpha and the omega. And right now, this is purposely, in spiritual terms, reverberated into the consciousness as male and female, or alpha and omega. The dad's the creation, and the mother is the omega, and it's right, but it's wrong too, because uh, it's right because there's Adam and Eve, and but it's not really right because how you have to see it is logic. Logic dictates that the father is the protector, and even though he's the progenitor, it's irrelevant. The donor, or the love maker, or the producer of the seed, and even though the mother is the fertilizer, uh, that part of birth and is the whole idea behind it, and then the father protecting it and never leaving now is the reason for being that omega. And as you'll find, uh, this is a major secret to Jesus' immortality and a step towards divinity, which is embracing both that which is alpha and omega in yourself. So then what happens now is that you can be both, the progenitor, uh, the life giver, which is the donor. And that's such a very uneloquent and poor word to use. Uh, the life provider, which is the alpha energy, and then within themselves is the omega to protect that alpha energy in the future when the child is born by going out and working. Now, the mother can be is automatically the alpha from giving life, but she could also in some ways be the omega because she chooses the mate. So so that's there's more, but that's what I can tell you at this time. And you see, decoding time and secret knowledge is easy. So the secret is time. Time is our greatest open book test. Without this, there's these revelations, so to speak, which is the unveiling in Greek terminology, which means hidden secrets or hidden mysteries in mankind to be revealed or unveiled. And unveiled also has a double meaning. It's there, but you can't see it. Just like a wife, where they have that veil and it's see-through, but you can't really see the face. So it's there and you can't see it. And it's just like this other dimension. It's there and you can't see it. And and that's the kingdom of God, and it's right here. It's literally one vibration away in the fourth dimension. But that's just the beginning. That's like the beginning of the rainbow, and then you have the end of the rainbow. But the beginning and the end is what defines the rainbow. But what is within the rainbow itself defines the person. So, I mean, you have God, which is life, and you have God, which is death. So then you have Alpha and Omega. And then you have your life, which is the meaning of life, which is your life. To be born into this world with sin, the original sin, as the Christianity call it. And what that means is that if we live spelled backwards is evil. So you have to take it as my intro, where we're not evil, and we are born into original sin only because karma and its debt. And what that means is that our souls are eternal, in the sense that it always comes back and forth. But whether or not we become immortal and then truly eternal, which is the physical representation of the spirit bonded in Trinity forever, instead of just accessing it, which is what Jesus did, and which is what Muhammad is doing right now. He's almost there. He's 3 parts to God, almost like to an angel, like a full-fledged angel, meaning that even if his body were to die because he gets into a fight with like negative entities, he can just reincarnate himself again from the source and come back. And it's just like what happened to Castiel in Supernatural, and it's exactly what happened to Michael in that movie Legion, where he dies and he comes back. So they go back to the source and they come back, but they come back with their entire memories intact, instead of drinking from the well of forgetfulness. Mind you, if you get killed with magic, the chances of you ever coming back are very slim. And we're talking true magic, true dark magic, and that's why we stopped practicing magic altogether, because a lot of us were still primitively wired. That means things like jealousy, hatred, greed, especially that we're in the Kali Yuga negative part of space, becomes 10 times worse. You know, like to curse someone is horrible. You know, it's worse than always having a freaking headpiece in their head and you can't turn it off. Like it's actually implanted into your ear lobe and you can't reach at it, and it's always talking to you. Yeah, like basically. Basically, it's like constantly, jump, jump, jump over the cliff, or jump, jump, jump over the train tracks. And it's going to drive you crazy sooner or later, and that's basically what it is. And what we have to do is we have to continue, and please read